asked me before, Pastor Michael, what do you do all day at the church if you're there by yourself? Well, this is it. I just kind of hang out and play and, do my own thing. So, I don't know, maybe you want to be a pastor now. But you know what? I wanted to come in and talk to you for a little bit. I remember as a kid in the summer, my dad was a pastor. And so during spring break and during the summer, I had to go up at the church and I had to find things to do. I had to find ways to have fun. And one of my favorite things to do was to find old boxes and to make mazes out of them. And you know what? It's so cool that we have this stuff at the church for you guys to play in and stuff. But it kind of reminded me, whenever I was a kid, that I would have to find ways to have fun. But the other thing was too, I remember when something difficult was going on or when my parents were upset or afraid or even scared or worried, I always felt like it was my job as a kid to make them laugh, to make them smile and to have fun. And you know what? I was thinking about that. This week you guys are in the middle of spring break or about to have spring break, but a lot of you guys are out of school and it sounds like you're going to be out of school for a little bit. That sounds like fun, right? But you know what? As you're listening to your parents and as you're watching your parents, and we're going through something very, very different in our world right now. And you know what I want you to do? You have a very important job in the midst of all this stuff going on. I want you to be, let's call it a joy machine. Can you say that with me? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I want you to be a joy machine. That's right. That's one of the most important things that you guys could be doing right now for your mom and for your dad and for your family. There's a letter that the Apostle Paul wrote. The Apostle Paul was somebody who once hunted down Christians. And he didn't understand what Jesus was about or what Christianity was about. But then he had an encounter with Jesus and he became a Christian. And not only did he become a Christian, but he started to plant churches all over the place. I've only started one church, but he started many of them. And he had this relationship with Jesus that was so great. And he wrote this letter in our New Testament. If you guys don't know, we have an Old Testament and a New Testament when you open your Bible. And what that is, it's all based around an Old Covenant and a New Covenant. And because of Jesus, we have a new agreement with Jesus that we're saved through grace. He died on the cross for us. He loved us so much that he died on the cross for us so that we could have a relationship with God. And the only thing that he's asked us to do is to love other people the way that he has loved us. That's the best thing that we could ever do. And so you know what? There's a unique way that you could love your parents this week. You could love your brother, you could love your sister, you could love your family, you could love your friends that you're able to see this week. And that's through joy, being a joy machine. Paul, in one of his letters that he wrote it to a place called Corinth. It was in a church that he started. And he wrote 2 letters. In your Bible, in your New Testament, it says 1 Corinthians and 2 Corinthians. And in 2 Corinthians, he writes this letter, and this is what he tells them. He says, I have spoken to you with great frankness, and I take great pride in you. What he's saying is I love you guys so much. And then he says, I am greatly encouraged in all our troubles. My joy knows no bounds. You know what? That's such a cool verse that he wrote to his friends. He said, I'm so proud of you and I love you guys so much. And do you know what? I am so greatly encouraged. And in all my troubles, my joy knows no bounds. Paul had this unique gift. He was able to still be happy when things were difficult, when things were hard. And you know what? He was able to share that with other people. He was able to share his happiness with people. He was able to still have fun, even when things were tough, even when things were hard, even when people were upset with him and things were difficult and he didn't get to do what he wanted to do. He still found a way to be joyful, to make people laugh, to make people smile, to be happy. And you know what? That's one of the best things you can do right now. There are circumstances that your parents have that they have no control over. So you know what? One of the best things you could do is right now, you could be a joy machine. You can be happy. You can be grateful. You can make your parents laugh. You are one of the greatest gifts that your parents have ever received. They love you so, so much. And you bring them so much happiness. You bring them so much joy. They love you so much. So you know what your job is right now? Make them smile. Make them laugh. Make them have fun. Have a great time together. And you know what? Be the joy machine that God created you